Good morning. It is morning. This is not Wednesday, this is Friday, so anyway. What I'm going to do is a recipe for the spent grain that I had from the ESB. So this is 100 grams of spent grain, and we're going to make some bread out of it. So I think I had 5 kilos of Pilsner malt, and then there's a combination of Cara Munich malts in there. And I've got some more of this in the freezer, so we can do some more. This will make 2 loaves of bread, and it's the easiest thing in the world, and it uses up some of the spent grain. So yeah, let's get started. So run through, we've got 600 mils of warm water, 1 kilo of plain flour, and 100 grams of spent grain, 14 grams of yeast, and that's it. So our first job is to mix in the yeast with the flour. The yeast is just a powder there. You could use some of the krausen yeast if you want. Done that before. That works. .600 ml of water, warm water. Yeah, just warm to rehydrate the yeast. Pour that in. Spent grain. Pour that in. Turn it on low with the dough hook attachment. That's the dough hook attachment there. Take it off so you can see. That's the one you want to use. That one looks like a hook. Put that in. Set it to low speed. Turn it on. Be back in 20 minutes when that's finished kneading, and I'll show you what's going on. So this has been going now for 20 minutes, and I'm going to take it out. You see it's really quite stretchy, which is a good thing. So it means that all the gluten in the flour has been developed, and that's what causes it to be stretchy. The yeast is all well mixed in. That's finished with now, and it looks like that. And I'm even going to go as far as tipping it up. It won't come out. It's quite sticky, but very stretchy. So now what we're going to do is leave it for an hour and just cover it over with a damp cloth. Okay, so an hour has gone past now, and as you can see, it's risen right up. You can see the flecks of the spent grain in there. So what we're going to do now is knock it back, which means knocking the air out of the dough, and then split it into 2 tins. So here we go. I've got this this tool which really helps. It's not sharp, it's just a flat edged piece to scrape. So make sure the dough has all the air out of it. Cut it into two. Roughly the same size, so they're about the same size, I think. Yep, they're about right. And I have two tins which have got a cake liner in. That just helps getting the dough out. And I'm going to put the dough in the tins. And that's it. 2 loaves of bread ready to proof. So what we're going to do now is wait for the yeast to become active again, and then these will rise up and dome up. So get my cloth. Put that over again. And wait for another hour. Okay, now on to the next step. So these have risen up again, as you can see. There we go. And the oven is heated up to its maximum temperature, and we're going to put it on for 10 minutes, put the bread in at maximum temperature for 10 minutes, and then going to turn it down to 180 fan. So we'll do that now. So oven's at maximum. I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. Got the fan oven. Right, bread in. So now the timer's done for 10 minutes. Turn the timer off. Turn the oven down to 170 fan. And put the timer back on for 25 minutes. So now we're all done. Beeper's going. Oven off. Gloves on and bread out. So these are still really quite hot. Yeah. And check if they're done. If they sound a bit like that, hollow. Don't know whether you can hear, but they're crackling very slightly. Yeah, you probably can't hear. Yeah, they're crackling very slightly as the crust shrinks. And they look pretty good. So that's my spent grain recipe, or one of them. Hopefully you liked it. There's lots of different things you can do with the bread, but that was the basic recipe. Try using the krausen for the yeast. So take 14 grams of krausen. You can maybe add in some more spent grain. Or you could use some of the yeast starter for your 14 grams of yeast starter. A little update on what we've got going on. We've got The party guile is in the shed, and that's finished carbonating now, so maybe next week we'll do a taste of that. We've got the Baltic Porter, that's still carbonating, and the ESB is just on finishing its first week of primary, so we'll keep going with that. Probably leave it in the primary for 2 or 3 weeks and then cold crash it. The final one that we've got on the go is the blueberry gin, and that will still be, probably mention that every week until August or something. That's the earliest it's going to be ready. Okay, thanks for watching. Thanks for those that subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe down below, and see you next week. Cheers.